First tonight, a community in mourning. The body of 12-year-old Adriel Moxy funeralized today as loved ones gathered to celebrate her short life and say their final goodbyes. Plus, a man is gunned down outside a Mini Street nightclub. Police tell us an argument over a parking spot triggered the shooting. And later, a 6th grade student shares the importance of giving back. The longtime bell ringer shares his journey of volunteering with the Salvation Army. These stories and so much more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. A packed house this morning at Restoration Kingdom Ministries as family, friends, and community members gathered to say their final goodbyes to 12-year-old Adriel Moxy. Moxy's lifeless body was discovered just under 1 month ago through a track road near the Anatole Rogers High School. Today, she was laid to rest. Delivering remarks on behalf of Prime Minister Philip Davis, Minister of Transport and Aviation, JoBeth Colby Davis.
Almost a month ago, the heart of our nation was broken. By all accounts, Adriel was a fun, outgoing young lady who enjoyed making people laugh and smile. I'm told she was one of those rare people who felt joy in making others feel joy. So it's no surprise that she loved to express her joy through dance and was looking forward to a performance on the church liturgical dance team.
Moxy's death sending shockwaves throughout the country, with many calling for stronger laws that protect children. Minister of Education Glenys Hannah Martin says the tragedy cut into the souls of Bahamians, commanding immediate and urgent reflection.
Adriel's death is a virtual wake-up call, a call to action, but sadly, it has come at too high a price. A striking spotlight has been shone on our children, the most precious resource. An urgent alarm has been raised for a circumspect reflection of our priorities and a review of our protective policies. This dark moment has exposed the necessity for the implementation and reinforcement of vital support mechanisms and actions for the safety and well-being of children.
Senator Maxine Seymour says Moxy's tragic killing robbed her of her future and life's milestones.
Regrettably, she's been robbed of those opportunities. And I can't imagine as a mother what Sasha must be going through, because only a mother knows what it's like to have an infant develop from the size of a pencil eraser all the way to 6, 7, 8 pounds. And to be able to hold that baby in your arms with so much hopes and dreams for them and for their future, only to be here today to say farewell to her 12-year-old daughter.
Many agreeing that Moxy's legacy must live on and her death must not be in vain. Meantime, an argument outside a Mini Street nightclub that escalated into a physical altercation turned deadly. Second officer in charge of the Grove Police Station, Superintendent of Police Terrico Sweeting, says a shot-spotter technology alerted police to the shooting shortly after 1 a.m. When they arrived to the scene, Sweeting said they found the dead body of a man.
What we have found now is that the victim, he would have traveled or walked along Mini Street, where he was approached. A short time after that altercation, he was approached by a gunman who discharged several rounds in his direction, hitting him fatally. And so the police, we are in our initial stages of the investigation. I can only say to you that the victim is in his early 40s, and he has had some contact with the police in years prior.
Police confirming they have received information that the dispute was over a parking spot. The police force is once again reminding residents to find better ways to resolve conflicts.
Again, I go to conflict resolution. If you have a conflict, learn how to manage things. And if you feel as if your temper is to the point where you want to lose control, then just simply walk away.
Members of the Free National Movement protesting outside the Fox Hill Community Center earlier this week, just minutes after Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell called the FNM's claims of corruption in the Davis administration rubbish. A group of FNMs led by Deputy Chairman Travis Robinson waited outside a luncheon between the Prime Minister and the local pastors to demand answers for a number of issues. Topping the list is the recent U.S. indictment that saw law enforcement officers charged with drugs and gun trafficking. But Mitchell telling us the suggestion of corruption is just politically motivated.
Opposition parties can make whatever noise and beat whatever drum they wish. There's no change in the relationship with the United States. All of this embraced by them that there's systemic corruption in the Bahamas is by the FNM, that is just rubbish. You know, they're trying to beat a drum because this is a convenient shorthand they think to get power, and they'll do anything to get power.
The issue prompted a protest last week that ended in the mace being thrown out of the window by FNM Deputy Leader Shannon Cartwright. This week, 6 members of the opposition were named and suspended from Parliament. Speaking to the indictment, Mitchell says evidence does not support corruption within the government.
They can reach far and wide. The evidence simply is not there. The fact is that you have a police officer, they say a defense officer was arrested. According to this indictment, they knew, the Americans knew from May 2021 that this, whatever they're alleging, was being hatched. For 3 years, this happened in our country. There was no disclosure by the Americans. The police minister says that Bahamian police officers were not allowed in the command center on the Coast Guard ship. So where is the issue with the Bahamas?
And as Free National Movement supporters protested outside the Foxhill Community Center this past week, former area member of Parliament Shawnell Ferguson was forced to defend her record as MP. A passerby who witnessed the protest questioned how Ferguson handled constituency funds while she was MP. This as she alleges the Foxhill constituency office was left in disarray.
I have a question. I'm trying to understand what's going on because they're talking about corruption, but I need them to ask Chanel Ferguson what she do with the constituency money, because she left the place looking like trash. So I want to understand what's going on, because I don't understand as a Bahamian what's going on. Please, I would really like to understand. No disrespect.
Well, Ferguson, who was participating in the protest this week, sought to clarify where constituency funds went. She says they were very involved in the community. The former Foxhill MP explained that within the first 2 years as MP, she paved Bernard Road and Step Street to quell the concerns of motorists.
We sank a lot of drains in Eastwood, in Monastery Park, and all over Foxhill. You will know even getting to the Urban Renewal Center for help, people had a difficulty and as you passed there, you saw where we put the drain, that, yes, right, but maybe you weren't in Foxhill at the time, but it was there, so we put drains. You see Foxhill Road that comes all the way from the prison, all the way through. In addition to that, we did everything we could to make sure that people had food. We worked through the feeding network up there on the hill.
Now, every year, December 10th is recognized as International Human Rights Day. This year's theme was Our Rights, Our Future, Right Now. Our Marlena Leonard explains some of the main human rights issues leaders are tackling.
Civil society leaders, government representatives, youth advocates, and regional stakeholders gathered at the National Art Gallery in recognition of International Human Rights Day to discuss some main human rights issues in the region like inequality, climate justice, and democratic governance. The night's host, Michelle Brathwaite, the regional representative for the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, CARICOM Regional Office.
Human rights are the foundation upon which just and equitable societies are built. In the Caribbean region, where we have a shared history, culture, and diversity that unites us all, the principles of human rights are essential to addressing the challenges we face, as well as creating opportunities for everyone. It is in recognition of this that the United Nations Human Rights Council adopted Resolution 5433 on the 12th of October 2023 to establish a Caribbean regional office of the OHCHR.
Dr. Giselle Farrington, Bahamas Ambassador at Large for Human Rights, sharing the impact and leadership the country has shown in human rights efforts in the region.
Most recently, in 2023, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs launched the Bureau of Human Rights and Human Security, a specialized bureau empowered to address critical thematic areas of human rights and bolster collaboration with both public and private stakeholders.
The right to development, also a human right. And for Attorney General Ryan Pinder, KC, he says it's a priority in their efforts for climate justice. He also adds that defending human rights is a collective responsibility.
So as we celebrate today, I certainly want to acknowledge what lies before us. Many challenges still lie ahead, difficult challenges that we have to balance, and that demand our unwavering commitment to doing the right thing. At the heart of human rights is the human being. Every individual whose dignity, whose freedom, and whose equality must be upheld. And the reason I mention this is because human rights are a collective responsibility.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Thanks so much, Marlena. Well, when Our News Weekend comes back from the break, keeping up with the global markets. An investment management firm over in Grand Bahama teaching financial literacy to high school students. Those details on the other side of this break.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Omar Isaacs, Managing Director of BuyBahamian.biz, an investment management firm, is championing alternatives in the utility and financial sectors. As part of their efforts, the organization recently launched a seed campaign aimed at improving financial literacy in various communities across Grand Bahama. The initiative included a special class for high school business students, providing them with knowledge into managing their finances and exploring new financial tools. Central Bank's Sand Dollar is one of the alternatives recommended by BuyBahamian.biz, and Isaac says they see the benefits. He says he, along with the Central Bank of the Bahamas, recently visited the 8 Mile Rock High School to share the potential benefits of the Sand Dollar with students. Isaac also explains why this topic is critical at this time.
What if we had another pandemic where persons couldn't get their monies out of an ATM? How would it be, and what would be an alternative? And after thinking it through, we saw the CBDC Sand Dollar as a viable alternative for persons to set up an e-wallet and then be able to transfer monies in between Grand Bahamians or Bahamians at large. And that's the power of the Sand Dollar. So we took that into 8 Mile Rock High School, and let me tell you, they were ecstatic at the opportunity to learn about the Sand Dollar.
He is of the view that digital currency will be used more in the future.
In the global markets, there is an evolution. There is a shift that's happening, and we do not want our population, we don't want our next generation of leaders to be behind the 8 ball. We want them to be in the forefront, actively and understanding what is at risk when you don't have an understanding or knowledge base behind the digital currency phenomenon.
Awesome initiative. Well, still to come on Our News Weekend, a Meridian School student embracing the meaning of the season. He shares why he continues to partner with the Salvation Army. But first,
we get you all caught up with the latest hoops action, and Major League Baseball coaches helping to prepare the next generation of Bahamian athletes. Our Sports Weekend is next.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Good evening, welcome to Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tej Adderley. Bahamas hit the court last night. We're going to see how they did. The New Providence Basketball Association season has started. The Commonwealth Bank Giants blew out the Bamboo Shack Elite 113-48. Jackson Jacob was the high man with 25 points. The TMT Giants beat the Methodist Millionaires 81-77. Jordan McCormick had 22 in that one. Meanwhile, over in the association, it was a slow night for Bahamians. DeAndre Ayton was out with an illness. His Portland Trailblazers could have used him. They lost 118-116 to the Spurs. Eric Gordon caught the DMP coach's decision. His Philadelphia 76ers lost to the Indiana Pacers 114-107. Basketball doesn't stop. AJ Storr in the Kansas Jayhawks and Donnie Freeman in the Syracuse Orange played earlier today. We'll have those results for you tomorrow. Now we'll take you to the Diamond, where a Major League coach is sharing his high-level expertise with some very talented kids.
Not every day you get to train with a Major League coach, man. So I think like it's important to get that info out to our young people, like, you know, and I know like I've never had that opportunity, and so I want to make sure that like I could give as much as information back to these young people.
We caught up with New York Mets first base coach and New Providence native Anton Richardson about the winter baseball camp he will host with his LDK collective and the batter's box.
We're excited about an opportunity to get in front of some young people here and just kind of give them the fundamentals of the game, right? Fielding, defense, offensive, and athletic development strategies, and hopefully like just setting the groundwork for them.
The camp is scheduled for September 17th through the 21st from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. It will be open to boys and girls ages 6 to 18. Richardson hopes this will be the first of many events.
But in January, we're going to have a big old national event where we're going to partner with some foundations, the MLBPAA. We're going to do a free camp with them. We're going to have a panel discussion called LDK Talks. Just bring down some subject matter experts to kind of talk about performance anxiety and how parents could help their children through this journey. MLB nutritionists to talk about relationship between food and performance.
Of course, we couldn't leave without asking Anton about the Mets' newest signing, the $700 million man Juan Soto.
He's a very hard worker and he wants to be great, right? And so I'm just excited about being a part of that and helping him to achieve his goals.
And speaking of the Diamond, the Don't Blink Home Run Derby was earlier today. You can watch it in its entirety on our social media pages and on our YouTube page. Tune in tomorrow for the recap. That's a wrap for sports this evening. For Our Sports Weekend, I'm Tej Adderley.
Thanks so much, Tej. On the other side of this break, our Ian McKenzie takes a look at temperatures across the country. Plus, Our News wants to make your holiday season extra merry. We have several chances for you to win in some amazing giveaways. Stick with us.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Welcome back. Beautiful weather on the outside earlier this afternoon, but as to what we can expect for the remainder of the weekend, well, on hand is meteorologist Ian McKenzie with the answers. Ian.
Thanks, Megan, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Saturday evening forecast. We're currently outside the studios under partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 77. Winds from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature at 74. Temperatures across the country, we have 73 in Freeport, 75 in Marsh Harbor and in Allenstown, Bimini, 77s in the capital in Nicholstown, 76 in Great Harbor Key and in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. The Central Bahamas, we have 77s continuing in Kemps Bay, 75s in Georgetown and Arthurstown, Kid Island, a pair of 76s in Coburn Town, San Salvador, and in Deadman's Key, Long Island. Southeast Bahamas, we have 79 in Tonkintown as well as Matthewtown in Nagua, a pair of 78s in Colonel Hill and Delectable Bay, Auckland. 78 in Abrahams Bay as well, and 80 in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. First look now at our satellite and radar imagery. We have a strong high-pressure system centered north of our area, coupled with a low-pressure system across the Mona Passage in the vicinity of Hispaniola. These two systems coupled together will continue to create a strong pressure gradient, strong winds across us, which will spell horrible boating conditions for you boatmen, you seamen. Stay out the water, you boaters and you beachgoers. Small craft should remain in port. Winds northeasterly 20 to 30 knots, seas 8 to 12, but up to 14 feet offshore on those northeasterly swells. Low tide at 12:51 a.m. tomorrow morning. High tide at 7:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. In your extended forecast, those winds are expected to persist into about midweek and tapering off a bit. We expect another front to push through the area late Thursday night, bringing us some showers. A next one reinforcing on Saturday. We don't expect much cool temperatures this week, so we're looking at feels like around mid-80s with actual temperatures in the low 80s, with your low temperatures only getting into the low 70s. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun week, everyone.
Thanks so much, Ian. Well, a 6th grade Meridian School student is ending the semester with a ring. Tyler Smith is a longtime bell-ringing volunteer for the Salvation Army, collecting funds during the holidays for the popular nonprofit. As our Jasmine Brown tells us, this year he decided to partner with his school. Students, parents, and teachers at the Meridian School were greeted with the sound of bell ringing as they pulled up to school this month, as 6th grade student Tyler Smith rang red kettlebells for a cause. Tyler tells me he's been partnering with the Salvation Army for as long as he can remember.
Ringing bells with the Salvation Army was one of the first things that taught me the importance of giving back. What makes the Salvation Army so special is that it affects people around the world in a positive way, whether that's providing them with shelter, food, or other assistance.
The Salvation Army's iconic Red Kettle campaign has become a Christmas tradition around the world. It's been a fixture outside many favorite retailers, with the sound of the bell ringing warmly wishing patrons a Merry Christmas. But a bell ringer outside a school is something you don't see often. Tyler was not only thankful his school partnered with him this year, but also for the help he got along the way.
I'd like to thank Ms. Lisa and Ms. Courtney for welcoming my idea, and all of the parents that have given so generously, but the biggest thanks go to my parents for introducing the tradition to me.
Ringing bells was not Tyler's only good deed this holiday season. He also partnered with the school for a toy drive for the Crisis Center.
It was such a really cool experience. You could see the children light up when they were, partaking. Some of the other kids, not just in 6th grade, also helped out with their parents, so we had a good cadre of elves.
And with days left before the holidays, there's still time to give.
Next time that you hear the bells going ring, 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 try to donate, because even $1 can go a long way.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown. Awesome initiative, Tyler, and thanks so much, Jasmine. Well, the clock to bait is ticking, and Our News Digital is teaming up with Alive to give away 4 pairs of Junkanoo tickets leading up to December 21st. And here's how to enter. You'll have to follow Our News on all social media platforms. Stay tuned for our Junkanoo trivia questions announced during the Our News newscast. Comment your answer under each trivia post on the correct platform using hashtag JunkanooIsAlive. Your name will then be entered for a chance to win. We've already had our first winner this week, and now here's a second opportunity to win. Tonight's trivia question is, which year did we have the controversial Lucky Charm Christmas tree? If you know the answer, you'll have to head over to Our News on TikTok and comment under the post for your chance to win. Tune in tomorrow night for the answer, and the winner will be announced on our social media pages. And you still have a chance to start the new year in style. This Boxing Day, you can drive away in a brand new all-electric 2024 BYD SUV. Visit ournews.bs, click the Ride Easy with Our News banner, answer the latest question correctly, and you're entered to win. And with that, thank you for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.